What up, y'all? This is J. Cole.
Hey, what's happening, homie? This TIP, man.
Yo, what's up? This Big Boy. Y'all know what time it is.
Live from the West Coast. You already know you checking out Hard Knock TV. You heard?
You watching Hard Knock TV, you understand?
Learn that you yacht.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Kanye. And right now you checking out Hard Knock TV. Y'all stay in tune with it. It's good hip-hop, good music, good everything, love.
It all started with a dream. I wanted to be Run DMC. The Lord put the blessing upon DMC. O to the M, dreams were spoken to him. That's when I knew my flows would overflow to the rim. Open my eyes, yes sir, this is what I'm made for. To go hard in the paint like D Wade or D Rose from the same streets that we rose.
You work with No ID again. When did you decide that you want to work with him for the whole album?
Man, we started and I was like, okay, I didn't know how many songs we would do. We just was there to work, like to create, and then it just kept going, and it was like a continuous, like fun, creative, fulfilling process. And we were like, man, we got a lot of songs, you know, like, I mean, songs for the album, and it just was like the creative process was so like organic, it was so natural to us that it wasn't even like I needed to go anywhere else, because it was the vibe I wanted for the album, No ID created and beyond. Like it was like he brought the hip hop element that I'm about and that he's about, but he also brought a musicality that made the music sound bigger than just any genre of music. You know, where it's just like, man, this is hip hop, but I can like this if I'm, you know, a 45-year-old white person who listens to Led Zeppelin. You know, I still could appreciate this music because, you know, certain art, certain music has a universal tone to it. And that's what I believe we created.
Are you still on Good Music, or how does that transition?
Well, I mean, I'm still Good Music affiliated for sure. Like, I mean, I'm gonna always be, like, me and Ye is just like, that's my brother. So it's like, I'm still part of the whole Good Music family. It's not coming out through Good Music, the label, but I'm still, you know, always associated. I'm still part of Good Music.
Knowing the drama like she know when the joke. Still a nigga swears not want me to smoke. I poke my head out of Benzes. My tweets is the streets and I know who my friends is. In this love for the money, power and clothes. My ghetto housewife watch reality shows. She might get the slapping if the cameras ain't closed. When the camera snaps, then she ready to pose.
In the book you say that in The Dream of the Believer, you're writing from the perspective of others.
I've written like songs where I could just, like, I'm around like certain friends of mine, they may be going through something, they be working a job and dealing with not being able to pay the bills, which, you know, we all experience at some point or another. And then, you know, I may be talking about one of my friends who, you know, who used to be on the street doing, you know, hustling and doing things that you need to do on the street. I can step into their shoes because I'm that close to it, you know, and I'll tell a story from that perspective. I might tell a story from, I can ride around the city and just pick up the environment and tell stories about what that life may be like and what life may be like. So I definitely take the creative license to step into people's shoes. That's what, now I did do that on Ghetto Dreams, the song with Nas, because it was like, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't do some of those things. So I just took on some of that. But I mean, some of it obviously is what I want, but then I also put a creative license of just saying, hey, you know, talking about some of my friends or just things that they've been through, you know, and just coming from that, you know, I think rap has to utilize this imagination and creativity and not just be like, okay, this is you define and give who you are, but you also are allowed to use your imagination, and use your imagination if that's to dream, or use it to actualize, use it to create. You allow that. So I do that in my songs also.
Another rumor that I've been hearing is that there's a collab album with Nas. Is there any truth to that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, at some point we will do that. We had talked about it, and we had a good idea to call it Nas.com. That was actually going to be a mixtape at one point, but we decided that we should make it an album, and we will. Nas is working on his album right now, so, you know, my album is coming November 22nd, baby, and then he'll come later.
The type of bitch that Big said he would die for is the type that I'd rather stay alive for. Tats on her back, looking all tribal. She no shoes, no survival, well put together. She weathered the storm. Seen her brother die, so forever she's strong. Hit Beyonce's song and she gotta perform. Whether fucking or fighting, we getting it on. Ghetto dreams. Ghetto dreams. Ghetto niggas dreams. Ghetto dreams.
You talked about acting, and like when you were first getting into acting, you weren't really getting the roles that you wanted. Do you feel like that's changing at all? Or if there was a perfect role that you'd want to play?
I would like to play James Bond, like, you know, like to be a black James Bond, but in a great, like how, you know, how Born Supremacies is still like, they got like, it's good acting, but it's action, and it's, you know, I feel like I would love to do something like that, or a role like the role like Denzel had in Hurricane, something like real powerful like that, or Malcolm X, you know, like how powerful those roles were. And definitely some of those action roles that I mentioned, like stuff, some of the things that Leonardo DiCaprio does, I think he makes real good choices on his movies, so it would be roles like that. Like, because I believe like as an actor, I'm not limiting myself to like, yeah, I'm supposed to be just doing roles that they wrote for a black person. You know, I'm like, man, I'm an actor. I can do, like, if you write this as a hero role, I can do it. You write this as a villain, I can do it. You know, no matter what. I'm a black man that can do it. You know, do something that's universal.
In the book, you talked about how acting actually opened you up a lot, and there was it kind of like opened up different compartments in you. Do you feel that the acting has influenced the music at all?
I think it freed me up. Acting freed me up as a musician to be not as. First and foremost, it made me like not put so much pressure on my music, because, you know, when you have another outlet creatively and when it's not your only source of income, you don't have to be like, dang, this album, I gotta do. You know, you start, sometimes you be thinking, and you want to be as creative as possible. When it's your source, you're like, man, how am I gonna really survive, you know? So I've been able to approach music more from like, man, I love doing music. Like, I love making music and create and write rhymes, and I love that. So now it's more of a joy for me to make it in a way, because it's not just like only part of my lifeline as far as money goes and things like that, making a living. And it just freed me up too, just because when you're acting, you're giving so much and doing so many things, you can't be self-conscious really. When you're acting, you gotta, hey, if you cry, you cry. You know, if it's snot coming out your nose, you ain't looking cool. You gotta be in that joint. So at a certain point, even though you're doing that under the guise of a character, at a certain point you become free and be like, man, I could be like, I don't care about looking, you know, like stupid at the time or something, because, you know, if you look stupid, you look stupid. You know, I'll be funny. You know, just being free is what acting helped me to do. And then too, when I write, I feel like I write now, like I write and I can talk about the backstory of a character. Like if I write a song, like even when I wrote that song Testify, I was thinking about the history of things. Or like songs that I got on the album, like you still get a little bit of the backstory, and that's, you know, I like that. I like having that type of writing perspective.
The court awaited as the foreman got the verdict from the bailiff. Emotional outbursts, tears, and smear makeup. It stated he was guilty on all charges. She shaking, looking like she took it the hardest. A spin artist, she brought her face up laughing. That's when the prosecutor realized what happened. All that speaking of mind, testifying and crying. When this did the crime, the queen pen.
Soulquarians. You think there'll ever be a Soulquarian album?
I don't know, man. It's like that would be a good adventure if we did, because I mean, those some really talented, like the people that's revolving around that is just super talented. I would love just to hear D'Angelo anyway, so that would be like incredible. But I mean, I can't act like I think it will be, but who knows? You never know what can happen if we get together.